Angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you are here and I hope that you are having an absolutely magical morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Today's video is one that nightmares are absolutely made of. There are very, very few videos or even movies that have chilled me to my core upon a few seconds of glancing at them, and today we are discussing one of those. Not only did I wholeheartedly feel super unsettled and just like chills all throughout my body, that feeling of being watched when I had first seen this video and all the additional videos that have been surfacing, but even upon researching, I was researching this midday, you guys, and again, I don't get scared very often whatsoever given the nature of my content and the things that I've experienced in my life. And I had that feeling of like someone over your shoulder. I was getting actual goosebumps all over my body. I was getting those like heebie-jeebies that you get. And I almost was like, should I be looking into this? Like, is this so much darker than I could ever imagine? But I am so excited to talk about it because, like I said, it's not only chilling, there's a really interesting story behind it. And I'm curious to know what you guys think of this. Do you think it's another urban legend? Do you think these videos are a hoax? Or do you think that this is all true? So I, like many people, am a little bit addicted to TikTok. I know I shouldn't, but almost every single morning and every single night, I'll spend at least a little bit of time like scrolling on TikTok and watching different videos. And this particular video happened to pop up on my For You page at night. Lucky me. The video was essentially of a woman who was dancing in the middle of the street. Now this particular video, like I said, there's many and we're going to dig into all of them. The woman doesn't attack, but there was something immediately about this woman's energy and just the vibe I was getting that I felt the need to scroll up super quickly. I actually sat there for a second and was like, hold on though, I gotta send this to my best friend. So I scrolled back up and I sent it to Jerica and I'm like, I only watched a couple seconds of this and I feel like sick. Like I don't know what it is about it. It has terrified me. She flat out goes, if I saw that outside of my window, you have no idea how terrified I would be. And the thought of that also just freaked me out even more. I ended up playing the video for Tyler so that he could see it as well, and he too was like, yeah, there's just something about this that does not feel right. And in the nature of TikTok's algorithm, not too long after, I would start to see other videos emerging about said dancing woman. This woman is known all across social media now as the Serbian Dancing Lady or the Serbian Dancing Woman, depending on who's sharing the stories and videos on her. The backstory and the escalation of it all is absolutely chilling. But before we get into it, I'm going to play you just a couple of said videos so you can see what I'm talking about the energy, because I feel like it's important to feel that before you even get into what the backstory is said to be and the reality of the Serbian Dancing Lady. We're gonna get into some other ones in a bit when it comes to her supposed or alleged attacks that were captured on camera, but basically it is a urban legend of the sorts that is circulating all across the internet with video proof. Alleged video proof. Now, nobody really knows what to make of it. They don't know if whether or not somebody had learned about the urban legend and decided to make an internet hoax video to terrify people that just so happened to blow up, or if this really is somebody who was captured dancing in the streets and has now taken on like a life of its own as far as people recreating it, or if this really is a woman who is dangerous out in the streets. So while seeing a dancing woman in the middle of the night, in the middle of the street, in almost like a trance-like state, I mean, that's kind of what I gathered from it and others as well. Definitely let me know what you think. Well, that can be unsettling in and of itself. It gets much darker. The woman has reportedly been seen by many dancing in the street, and it is said that when people approach her to ask if she's okay, if people look at her too long, or even just try at all to talk to her, she will come out of her dancing state and charge at you, even with a knife. Now, recently, like any internet craze, this has surfaced all over social media, specifically, like I mentioned, TikTok. But upon me digging further into this woman, as I wanted to learn more about where it originated from, it seems as though this initially surfaced back in 2019. Now, there are some online who have said how much her dancing reminds them of Serbian folk dance, but in more of like a trance-like state. And that while some of them believed it was just a woman in the street, perhaps under the influence or enjoying herself, it became apparent how much darker it was when she would break this dancing trance and charge at people.
Oh, Buddhas.
Now, it's actually said that one of the very first videos to ever surface, if not the very first to surface, of the Serbian Dance Lady was in 2019, like I had mentioned, and it gained quite some traction online. Now, when this gained its traction, obviously everybody started talking about what this could be. Many believing that it was just a hoax playing off of urban legends, while others felt as though the energy they felt from the video proved different. There were theories that there's entities or an entity going around and possessing women, and that this is what the video and the videos are of. But there were also people who believed that perhaps it was just a woman dancing in the street initially, and that it kind of took a life of its own when it went viral. But I have to say, upon watching different videos and reaction videos to these videos, oh my goodness, how many times am I gonna say videos? I wasn't surprised to find out that I wasn't alone in feeling as though there was something manifesting around me while watching this video. And that could just be paranoia and the uneasiness that the video projects, but there were other people who had also said that they felt as though they were being watched while watching this video, that they felt as though there was something dark aware of them watching it. So I'm very curious to know if you guys feel the same in that. But as I had said earlier, very few things give me that like gut-wrenching feeling of I don't want to watch this any longer, like this is so creepy. And this did during the day. So for me, whether it's a hoax or not, it's a creepy video. So again, the videos are circulating and more experiences are being brought to the forefront, with people saying that when they tried to speak to her, approach her, or stare too long, she would charge at them with what appeared to be a knife in hand. Now, in these videos, there were some people who theorized that it was a hoax because some of them would cut off right as she was charging at them. But another argued that if you're filming somebody and you're not expecting them to charge at you, you think that they're in their own world doing their own thing, not everyone's gonna keep trying to hold up their camera to continue filming. They're gonna run and they may shut off their camera. So it said that as these sightings kept emerging, people were reporting it to law enforcement. And while law enforcement, from what I read and heard, believed it was perhaps somebody just playing a prank, they did advise people to stay away from this area around midnight or late at night, just to err on the side of caution. Now, it seemed that from 2019, these sightings and the craze talking about it kind of seemed to simmer down up until recently, when again, videos began surfacing online, specifically TikTok. Now, these videos blew up. Like, we're talking tens of millions of views. And again, the rumors started flying as to who this lady could be, what the backstory was, and whether or not these videos were real. In one video that went viral on TikTok, the woman is seen to be dancing in the middle of the street. I think we've gotten that point now. And when spoken to, begins to lunge towards the camera. So there are two specific things that people mostly talk about when these videos are put into question. One of which is perhaps the original was real, and once it took a life of its own on the internet, for viral video purposes or entertainment purposes, people were going out and recreating the original video, that perhaps there really was a lady who danced in the street, maybe lunged at them. I mean, I live in Toronto area. I know I've been lunged at on the street before by people when I thought they were in their own world. So that is not entirely uncommon. But then there's also people who believe that the reason that it's different women or in different places is because, again, this is some sort of possession or takeover of these women's bodies, or that perhaps it's the same entity being shown in different ways in different places. Now, for me personally, if we're talking on like the unbelievable side of things, I would have to lean more on the it's a human being taken over, because to capture an entity this many times doing this on camera would just be like astonishing. So for me, I don't feel as though it's a manifested entity. I feel as though it could be an entity within a woman if we're going to talk about unbelievable things like that. But I also do agree it could have been a real woman in the beginning and it's just blown up into what it has. Again, there is no solid proof of the Serbian Dancing Lady existing. There's no solid proof of her genuinely catching up to somebody and attacking them. And there's no solid proof that any of these videos are truly real. None of which that I've seen while digging into this anyway. There's just a ton of reports of a Serbian dancing lady, and leaving many to believe and question whether we have yet another urban legend that's taken a life of its own on social media, or if there really was a dancing lady out there. Well, I mean, there's lots of dancing ladies out there, but we're talking this one in particular, the one with the knife. Regardless, should you come across the Serbian dancing lady, again, it is advised heavily that you don't look at her for too long, that you don't approach her, and that you certainly don't try to talk to her, because from what we've seen, could end badly. I don't know, either way, whether people have been recreating it, they've done a phenomenal job, it is so creepy in my opinion, or whether or not it really is a dancing woman in the streets who is charging at people, it freaked me out nonetheless, and I felt like I had to come on here and talk about it with you guys. Please let me know, did you see these videos prior to this video? What did you think when you initially saw them? Which one freaks you out the most, and what do you think the truth behind it all is? Let me know down in the comment section below. And that is it for today's video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed, but you do enjoy my content, I would seriously love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.